Hey everybody, Jane here, and today I am doing my December 2019 wrap-up. I am coming to you with a bit of an upper respiratory infection, so please excuse my terrible voice. This month has not been a great reading month for me. I did read 8 books, and I didn't love any of them as much as I hoped to love books. So it's actually been kind of a disappointing reading month for me, and I'm really hoping that January we can start out a lot better. So let me get started with the 2 graphic novels I had on this list, or there are 3 graphic novels. I did the Tea Dragon Festival, which I'd read the other Tea Dragon book, I don't remember the official title, a month or 2 months ago, and really loved it. It was cute and it was diverse. This also has that diversity, but it didn't necessarily have all the cuteness that I loved. This is about a child named Rin who discovers a real dragon. They've been a keeper of tea dragons. They discover a real dragon. And I did enjoy this. It just, whatever it was about the other tea dragon book, I liked that one a lot better. So this got a 3 out of 5 for me. It was okay, it was fine, but I just didn't love it the way I loved the other one. Another graphic novel that I read was Hicotea, A Nightlight's Story. This is about a little girl who is in a class trip and gets separated from her class and goes off into this other little magical world. It's short, the pictures in it are adorable. It was fine. It was a 3 out of 5. I thought there were some good messages about conservation, environmentalism, and things like that, but that was about it. It was fine. I didn't love it. It was fine. The other graphic novel I read this month, which was also a 3 out of 5, was Book Love. This was on the Goodreads list of books that could be voted for Best Graphic Novel of the Year. And here's the thing. This is super cute, but it didn't do anything super special for me either. This is basically just a book of comics about loving books. So this would make a great gift for a book lover, but I'm not sure it is anything special to read. I definitely related, I definitely saw myself, but it just didn't wow me or knock me away the way I kind of hoped it would. So those were my 3 graphic novel reads of the month. Then I read The Big 4 by Agatha Christie. And this one was the 5th Poirot book, and I really did not enjoy it. It was a 2 out of 5. So in this one, Hercule Poirot takes on the super villain bad guys. So basically it is a organization that is run by a Chinaman, a rich American, a French woman, and a person they call the Destroyer who does a lot of their murders for them. And these people are, I don't know, trying to start a war, trying to do terrible, evil things, and Poirot has to stop them. And I didn't enjoy it. It doesn't feel like a Poirot mystery. It got very zany. It felt like Hastings and Poirot got thrown into a Rocky and Bullwinkle episode. I think I did a review on this one, and one of the things I had said was it felt kind of like if you watched TV shows in the 90s and they had to do that like musical episode or that really artsy, weird episode just because. It kind of felt like that. It didn't really feel like a Hercule Poirot thing. It felt like she was trying to get artsy or trying to do something really different, and for me, I did not enjoy it. I did enjoy the movie version, however, because they did a twist that made it a Hercule Poirot story again, and I'll be talking about that in another video. But the movie, wonderful. The book, oh my, no. The next book I read, that was my highest rated of the month, was Every Heart a Doorway. So this is a book that you probably have heard about before. It is book 1 in the Wayward Children series, and it is about a girl named Nancy who has recently come back from her portal world. And she's having trouble adapting, and her parents send her to a special school for children who have this issue. The parents presumably do not realize that all these children have been in portal worlds, but here we have it. So Nancy has been in this portal world. The school is supposed to help her readjust to real life, and shortly after she arrives there, students start dying, and she is suspect because she's the newest student and because her portal world was kind of a dark one, and so she's trying to figure out who is killing people so that she doesn't get blamed and can clear herself. Plus, one of the people that died was somebody she was pretty close to. I did enjoy this. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I am going to continue the series. I do have some hesitations about the series because this one I really enjoyed because it was a mystery, and mysteries are really my thing. And I love the premise of it, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy when we actually are going down into the portal world with the different characters. So we'll see. I will also say that my favorite characters in this book are ones that do not yet have portal worlds, which seems very unfair. So Every Heart a Doorway has a lot of diversity, so I think representation, that's great. There is Nancy, who is asexual. There are a lot of different people of a lot of different ethnic backgrounds, and we also have a boy who was assigned female at birth. So, and who was kicked out of their portal world because in their portal world, they realized that he was a boy and that portal world was for girls. My biggest complaint about the Wayward Children, or the Every Heart a Doorway story, was I didn't think there was enough boys in the book. The 2 boys that kind of play a big role are actually my favorite characters. And there's an explanation as to why there's mostly females in this school and why boys don't really get sucked into portal worlds nearly as much. And I didn't love that. I thought there should have been way more boys. I did also think, though, that there was a lot of interesting literary-ish things going on about why, or about growing up, and I did a whole 20-minute video on some of the themes of the Wayward Children series, well, that book in particular, and that I hope continue through the series. So I am interested, I'm excited, that is definitely worth reading. It was a little vulgar in some places, which surprised me just because it didn't really need to be, but that was my only real complaint. I liked it, I didn't love it, but it was my favorite of the month, so we will take what we can get this month. The next 2 books I read are in the same series. I read A Simple Murder and Death of a Dyer. These both follow a man named Will Reese, who was a Revolutionary War soldier, and during his time in the Revolutionary War, he solved some mysteries, and so when he comes home and settles down and starts a family, he continues to, I guess, do that. It's several years after the war now, probably 15, maybe more. And he has been gone from home because he is a weaver. His wife had died several years back, and he left his son with family. Upon returning home, his son has run away, and so in the first book, A Simple Murder, he has to go get his son. There's a murder shortly after he arrives, and his son's all like, my pa can solve it. And since he wants to get on his son's good side, he's like, yeah, I can. Book 2 was a friend of Reese's from when he was a child that he is estranged from was recently killed, and he is asked to investigate. These are book 1 and 2 in the series, and I started the series because I won a book, book 7, from a Goodreads giveaway. Now, a lot of cozy mystery and mystery type stories, you can just jump in there and you don't have to have read all the other books. I got a couple chapters into the 7th book and was like, yeah, this one's a little character driven. I'm going to have to go find out who these people are and why we're doing what we're doing. So I will say, if this is a series, if you like historical mysteries, it's worth reading. It's fun. Both books got a 3 out of 5 for me. They're nothing really special. They are very character oriented, which I enjoy. The mysteries themselves are just kind of meh. So, Simple Murder and Death of a Dyer, worth it. They're fun. And the last book I read, well, okay, that's not quite true. I did do a reread of The Mysterious Affair at Styles, and I do want to talk about this briefly because this particular edition has an added scene to it. This is the first Hercule Poirot book, and this is my 3rd reading of it. It is hopefully my last, but I'd done the first one. I'd read accidentally like a live, like a play where people were doing the parts to it and not necessarily as a book. I didn't really love it. Read the book on audio, didn't really love it. Wanted to give it a try in paperback. Still only a 3 out of 5 for me. But I read this for a different project. I am doing a comparison with the books and the movies because I found out, we started watching Poirot series, or season 1, and found out that David Suchet and the guy who does Hastings in that series had done every book, every major novel in the series, they had done like an episode/movie version of. So I'm doing a comparison with the books and the movies. So I wanted to do a reread because it had been several months since I'd read this, and to do a comparison. However, the point that I was making, this book is kind of neat because this particular version has an extra scene. It has the original reveal by Poirot, and in the original work of The Mysterious Affair at Styles, Poirot apparently revealed who had done the murder in the courtroom instead of at Styles, as he does in this book typically. So this was kind of cool that it included an extra scene. For those who are writers, this might be a cool version to check out because it does have both of the scenes in it. So, still a 3 out of 5. Still wish, like, I'm reading the Poirot series, and I'm glad I'm reading the Poirot series, and I like the characters of the Poirot series, but man, I wish I was enjoying these a little bit more than I am. All right, the last book I read this month, or that I'm going to talk about reading this month, was my biggest disappointment of the month, and that was The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek. Now, I did give this book a 3 out of 5, but I was really expecting this to be like a 5 out of 5 when I got into it, because this ticks all my boxes, or I thought it would. This book has a lot of the same issues that I found in the book of Lipstick in Afghanistan, and that is, it is a book that is trying to teach you a lot of things, and maybe the story isn't as strong as it could be. This book is about a girl named Cussie, and she is I think they're called pack librarians. This is during the Franklin Roosevelt era, and they have hired women in Kentucky to take books to the hard-to-reach places. Women who are single are the only ones eligible to do this, some men as well, but so Cussie gets this job, or is already employed, as a bookwoman, and she takes books up the mountains to people who need books. She also has a rare medical condition that turns her skin blue. So on top of being a female in Kentucky and facing the poverty that she does, and taking a look at Kentucky during that time and some of the difficulties of Appalachian life, it also touches a lot on racism, because she is considered colored by white people but of course does not actually fit in really with the African Americans either, because she is not them either. So this book it went a lot of different places. It looked at a lot of different things, and I thought it was too much. There wasn't much of a plot. The end was really weird. There were moments in this book I really enjoyed. There were moments that really made me go, huh? I really did not like the beginning of this book. I really did not like the end of this book. In the middle, there were some great moments, but overall, this book just really disappointed me. I was really hoping that it could have been a 5 out of 5, because books and about librarians and just about anybody who loves books are like, check my boxes, but this particular one did not. So yeah, that was my most disappointing read of the month. So, all right, guys, that is what I have for my wrap up for December. It was not a great reading month, and I am hoping that next month is better. Really hoping that next month is better. So this has been Jane. My social media is below. If you've read any of these books and would like to leave comments, please do so. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, just a heads up, I'm a writer, so if you would like to support me, check out my books. There are some that are on Kindle Unlimited, so if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read them for free. There are others that are available on Smashwords, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, basically anywhere books are sold. They are primarily romance, so if romance is your jam, check me out. I'll see you next time. Bye.